This batch of genre TV on DVD releases includes 3 Blu-ray releases, which I'm always happy to see TV on DVD come out in high definition, especially science fiction shows. First up, we have Sanctuary, the complete first season, and Sanctuary, the complete second season, which make their Blu-ray debut. Now, Sanctuary is a show it's taken me a little while to warm up to, and I'm kind of surprised because it stars Amanda Tapping, who's, of course, a alumnus from Stargate SG-1, one of my favorite shows, and it's produced by Damian Kindler, who is, of course, one of the producers of Stargate, and so I thought it'd be one of those shows I would just fall in love with instantly, but it's kind of taken me some time to warm up to it. Having said that, having both seasons to go through, I've sort of found the value in this show. It's a little bit, I don't want to use the word cheesy. It's not like a Xena level of cheese, but it certainly isn't as kind of well put together as a show like Stargate or even Battlestar Galactica. But it does have a certain appeal to it. It sort of satisfies that darker X-Files-ish kind of vibe that you might be looking for. And Amanda Tapping is very good in the show, although I can't figure out why she needs a British accent. But both the complete first season came out last year and is now being released in Blu-ray, while the second season has been released concurrently in DVD and Blu-ray. And the second season really does kind of pick the story up and move it along nicely, and does include a surprising death of a main character. I won't tell you who in case you haven't watched the episodes yet, but I'm happy to see that the show isn't afraid to take chances. Now, in high definition, it looks pretty good, but this is a show where all of the backgrounds are created in the computer. They're all CGI backgrounds, so they all sort of have that kind of fuzzy look to them, which I think is intentional on the part of the filmmakers, and it looked that way on the DVD set as well. The high definition transfer doesn't do anything to improve that. So while you do get some really exceptional picture quality on the close-ups and the people in the forefront, the backgrounds still aren't going to look razor sharp like you might want them to. But again, that's not a fault with a transfer, rather just how the show is created. The surround sound also does its job perfectly fine. You're not looking at sound that's going to kind of blow your speakers out of the wall, but you will get an occasional ambiance through your rear speakers, although mostly the mixes are centered a little bit more towards the front. Now, in terms of bonus features, there's no Blu-ray exclusives, but you do get a ton of bonus features on both of these sets. In the first set, you get audio commentaries on all 13 episodes, and that includes Amanda Tapping and Damian Kindler. You get the original webisodes that the show is based on. There are 3 making-of featurettes, a collection of bloopers, a behind-the-scenes photo gallery, and a season 2 sneak peek. And actually, there is a Blu-ray exclusive, I apologize. The pilot episode, the visual effects are presented picture-in-picture, so that actually is exclusive to the Blu-ray. The second box set has just the regular features with no Blu-ray exclusives. Now, what you get on that one are, again, audio commentaries on all 13 episodes, a number of making-of featurettes, an anatomy of an episode featurette, some video diaries from cast member Robin Dunn, which are always fun to see. Sanctuary goes to Comic-Con featurette, which is great to see them, interacting with the crowds, a collection of bloopers and outtakes, and a photo gallery. So both of these disc sets are, in addition to being in high definition, really offer you a lot of extra bang for your buck in terms of special features. Next up, we have Being Human Season 1, and anybody who's read the site for a long time knows what a huge fan I am of the BBC. And Being Human is no exception to that. Now, it does sound kind of like a punchline, or at least the setup for a joke. It focuses on a ghost, a vampire, and a werewolf who share an apartment. And it's a really great concept for a show, actually. It's not played for comedy, although there are some lighter moments in the show, but it actually is a really good kind of dramatic genre show. The interaction between these 3 characters and the worlds they inhabit are really interesting. And even though it's only 6 episodes, they really do kind of manage to set up this nice sort of mythology and world these characters inhabit, and there's all sorts of subplots that go on with other vampires and the curse of the werewolf and the romantic life of the ghost, as it were. And it's a really fascinating show to watch, and I really do enjoy it. Of course, the BBC makes fantastic television all the time, and these are no exception. Now, in high definition, the show looks very good. It's a bit dark. Again, that's how the show is made, but the transfer doesn't really help to illuminate things any. But picture clarity is good, and colors are well saturated. The disappointing part of the Blu-ray release on this show, though, is that the sound is only in stereo. I imagine that's just how it was produced. I don't think the BBC is doing a lot of surround sound for television yet, but those of you who are looking for a full surround experience are definitely going to be disappointed. In terms of extra features, you get a collection of deleted scenes, some behind-the-scenes featurettes, some on-set video diaries, character profiles, and an interview with the show's creator, Toby Whitehouse. Next, from Shout Factory, we have Volume 3 of Swamp Thing the Series, and this is the final collection of the Swamp Thing television show, and it is a Shout Factory online exclusive, meaning if you want to finish your collection, you have to go to Shout Factory's online store. You cannot buy this one in regular stores. Now, Swamp Thing has kind of a special place in my heart. It was filmed in Orlando when I was growing up there, and I actually got to hang out on the set a number of times, meet a lot of the cast members, and watch some of the shows get shot. So I have fond memories of this show, which is great, except that it's kind of terrible. It's not really a good show, and it certainly doesn't hold up well after almost 20 years. It wasn't a great show back then, but I was excited because I would get to see locations that I knew and people that I knew. Watching it now, and I've kind of forgotten most of those people and most of those locations, it's a little bit painful to watch. So if you're a diehard Swamp Thing fan and you love the TV show, it certainly is kind of a fun throwback to the syndicated TV of the 90s, back when they were doing things like Swamp Thing and The Adventures of Superboy. But don't go into it looking for kind of that classic Alan Moore-styled Swamp Thing. This is pretty much a half-hour TV show that was shot on about a 35-cent budget. Consequently, the DVD set comes with the final 24 episodes of the show and nothing else, no special features. Finally, we have 4 new classic Doctor Who adventures from the BBC. Now, the BBC's Doctor Who discs are among the finest television discs you can get out there. As always, each one is released separately, and there are 4 new ones this month. Doctor Who The Time Monster, which is a John Pertwee adventure. That's from the 1970 to 1974 era. Doctor Who, The Space Museum, and The Chase. That's from the William Hartnell years, the real early stuff from back in 63 to 66. And then, as always, you get a couple of Tom Baker releases, The Horns of Nimon and Underworld. And Tom Baker continues to be one of the most popular Doctor Who's from his stint during 74 to 81. I don't know if it's because he played him longer than anyone else, or if it's just because people really do like him. I've always found him a little bit goofy myself, but then again, Doctor Who itself is a little bit goofy as well. As always, these are fun adventures. They don't hold up to the new Doctor Who stuff, and I'm sure there are some Doctor Who fans out there who would probably gasp in shock when I say that and vehemently disagree with me. But I don't find the old stuff to be as fun or as engaging as the new series. For kind of a more throwaway, low-budget, cheesy science fiction fun, then the classic shows do serve that purpose very well. Each of these discs, as always, comes with a number of bonus features, and I'm not going to list every single one of them for you, but on all of these, you can pretty much expect to find audio commentaries, making of documentaries, behind-the-scenes featurettes, photo galleries, production notes, even some PDF downloadable materials. As a matter of fact, the Space Museum and The Chase is a 2-episode special, and it includes special features for each of those, including like a spoof video and all sorts of really interesting extra features. Most of the discs actually have extra features that run longer than the episodes themselves, so you really can't go wrong with any of these Doctor Who adventures if you're a fan of the classic show.